Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of AFW2's Blue and Beyond podcast. This month, we have Coach Connie and Coach Kallie, who sat down to discuss how to prepare for the unexpected and how to continue to move forward. Let's listen in and see what they have to say.
Welcome, we're back again, Coach Connie and Coach Kallie. I want to share a story with you guys. I'm going to go back to 2006. 2006, I changed coaches because I thought this was the right thing to do. So I changed coaches mid-season, which is something that you never do. But my coach was a psychopath and sociopath and kind of a stalker. So I had to switch coaches. So here I am getting ready for a competition. I'm like, yo, new coach. I just got my Nike swag in the mail, all these boxes. And once you put in your new stuff, you kind of feel kind of cool and kind of bouncy, you know? And then I find out that the stalker, psychopath, sociopath person was going to be at this competition. So that sucked. I said, I'm not running. I'm not going. I'm not doing it. Nike just increased my contract by like $5,000 just for the fact that switch coaches said, you're not going to want to see, I'm not running. That's not happening. I'm not doing it. He said, oh, yeah, you are. So nonetheless, like I just went into complete panic, and it was just the only thing that consumed my brain leading into this season opener. Like this was supposed to be my comeback season because I ran like crap in 2005, which was not a good year to do it coming off an Olympic year. But I ran like crap in 2005, so I had to redeem myself in 2006. And that messed with my head a little bit, a lot of it, because all the things that happened during my time with him just all came flooding back. Like, yeah, how am I supposed to do that? And I'm telling you this part, needless to what happens next, I still competed and actually did fairly well, but they took me into like Secret Service, my friends, my training group. But nonetheless, and I'm not by no means at all, no shape, no form, no fashion, not even close, same hemisphere, no different level at all. Am I saying this is similar to what you all are going through with the situation that's happened in Afghanistan? The reason I brought this point up was just and Coach Kallie can also speak to it, is about that, is how to prepare for something through such a tumultuous event, right? It's like, how do you keep pushing through? It's like we still have warrior games on the horizon. We still have training we have to do until we get to that almighty taper time, which we'll get to that later on a sports segment. But it's like, how do you push through that? It's like, I don't know if you, Coach Kallie, does it feel like you're trying to push through like this avalanche of snow that just came down and you have to keep trundling forward, or how do you handle a situation like that?
I think, liking it to that avalanche of emotion, I think there's a lot of, when you go through what our warriors are going through, as far as seeing what's going on in Afghanistan and having a lot of those emotions and those thoughts and those come back, your situation where you have to face something that was very traumatic. I also liken it to, there's times I've lost a lot of family members, and when you have to deal with those emotions, but yet you have a job to do, whether it was when I was active duty and dealing with that and still pushing forward, or those emotions of, watching a country that us as Americans and us as military members have put so much into completely change. It's either some folks feel like that avalanche and they're being squished. Some people feel, I think, like they're in quicksand and things are trying to pull you down. So I think it's one of those of trying to figure out either way of how do you keep churning and how do you recognize those feelings, give them their proper space, as Coach Cami would say, but yet allow yourself to keep churning forward, even if it's little small steps. That's the life of when you're trying to be an athlete, whether you're trying to be an athlete at, your level at trying to make an Olympic team, whether you're an athlete at what my level is now of, hey, an age grouper as I call it, going out and doing my own triathlons, things like that. How do you keep making those small steps forward when there's a lot of outside forces that want to feel like they want to consume you, for a lack of a better term?
That space to push through it. And Craig Taylor just mentioned, he was like, it's like emotional floodgates. How do we keep them in control versus keeping them at bay? Which I agree, because those are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not something you want to ignore and just like throw it in the back and just like whatever, versus you accepting how you feel and still controlling the situation, you know what I'm saying, around that. And that's what I see a lot of you all trying to do. It's like, you recognize what's happening, but you continue the training, you continue things, and you're not letting it consume you. It's like, I seen some of you guys have different events coming up, and then it's bam, this happens. But it's to find that space. On how I look at things, it's like I break things down into micro bits, teeny tiny bits, when I have to get through things, when I have to get through, whether it's depression spells, or let's be honest, I just don't feel like training spells. It's like, I have to literally go to the gym. No, let's take it a step back. Get dressed as if you're going to the gym.
Yep.
Get in the car and drive in the direction that the gym is in. Arrive at the gym. Like, it's literally like segment by segment, step by step, instead of this big overall thing of the things that I'm trying to handle and control. But we felt like that was something we definitely want to touch on a little bit. And of course, you guys know, if this is something you're still struggling with and you're having issues with all these people, that you have from, of course, adaptive sports, between myself, Kallie, and Derek, separate individuals. Of course, all the sport cords are available to you. Then, of course, you have the resources throughout AFW2 from the war and program and all those other fun, amazing programs that we have at bay on deck. So just want to put that out there and like set the platform, right?
Yep. And I'd say one thing to our warriors out there who are, and I hate to use this term because it's overused a lot, but whatever you're doing, remembering why you're doing it and taking things, one thing that's always big for me is there's a lot of things I do because other folks I know can't do it. And not because I'm trying to be better than them, but I'm trying to be better for them, if that makes sense. And not letting some of those outside some circumstances win, for a lack of a better term. I'm such a competitive person that those are the terms that come out in my brain. But it's this idea that, there's a lot of folks that, are struggling with a lot of things, and they can't necessarily take advantage of the opportunities that some of us can. And the more that we take advantage of those opportunities that have been laid out in front of us, the more opportunities happen in the future for others. And the more folks hopefully get a little inspired by what you're doing. And again, not in a way to say, hey, look how good I am, but just to say, hey, there are ways to overcome these things, and there are ways to keep yourself in focus and still work through a lot of those emotions and all of that. And please know, like Coach Connie said, I've been in a lot of your shoes. I don't talk a lot about my military experience, but I actually was deployed over there and worked every day with the Afghan army and the Afghan police. So to see what's happening is very interesting. So please know that there's a handful of us that you may not know that can understand where you're coming from. So if you guys need something, please reach out, and please know that we will help you find the right keys and tools and things for you to help keep turning forward, even if it's a very slow progress as we're trying to live everyday life and you guys achieve your goals that you have set with all this going on.
Yeah. I like it. I love that we have that. So hopefully you all know that's a thing with us. But yeah, so first and foremost, know you guys have the ultimate resource. I'm gonna call us blankies, right? Comfort spots. If you're going through something with everything going on in the world, not just Afghanistan, COVID gone away, COVID came back, COVID came again, Delta variant 1, 2, 3, and 4, and his cousin 5 showed up. whatever that you're going through to cycle through this period. And again, you have something big coming up that you're getting ready for. And community programs puts a lot of different things out there for you all to do. So if you're trying to prepare for something and you have blockage, let us know how we can help. Don't be too hard on yourself. So, but until then, we're going to continue to do what we always do here at AFW2, which is care beyond duty.
That's it, folks. That's all we've got for you this month. Don't forget to catch us every second Tuesday of the month for new episodes of AFW2's Blue and Beyond podcast. We'll see you next month.